The rain was falling softly over the broken streets of a small, forgotten town where hopes usually died before dreams were born. In a narrow, rented room above an old warehouse, a young boy sat beside a cracked window, watching water slide down the glass like silent tears. His name was Adrian Cole, and at 14 years old, he already knew what poverty felt like. His father had died in an accident at a construction site when Adrian was 9. No compensation ever came. The company vanished. The promises vanished. Only debt remained. His mother worked long, hours sewing clothes for Rich, brands she could never afford to wear. Most nights she returned home so tired she barely spoke. Adrian learned early that life wasn't fair and no one was coming to save him. School was a battlefield. His classmates mocked his worn-out clothes and empty lunchbox. Teachers saw him as just another silent poor boy. But inside his chest, something burned quietly. He didn't dream of toys. He dreamed of escape. Every night while the town slept, Adrian studied. Old books from the trash. Business magazines left behind at cafes. Videos downloaded on broken phones. While others played games, he studied how money moved, how businesses grew, and how people stayed poor their whole lives by blaming fate. By 16, Adrian understood. One brutal truth: money doesn't follow effort. It follows value. Then one night, his world almost collapsed again. His mother collapsed at work. The medical bill was more than they had ever seen in their lives. Adrian stood in the hospital hallway holding the papers, his hands shaking not from fear but from decision. The next morning, he didn't go to school. He walked across the town to the rich business district where glass buildings touched the sky. He begged for work door to door. Rejections crushed him again and again, until one old restaurant owner finally studied his eyes instead of his clothes. "You work hard, you eat," the man said. Adrian nodded without hesitation. That night, he washed dishes until his hands burned. His first earning was $7. He didn't sleep that night. He stared at the money like it was proof that escape was possible. Years passed in pain and discipline. School by day, restaurant by night, study after midnight. His body grew tired, but his mind grew sharp. By 19, he was managing shifts. By 20, he was studying profit margins while cleaning tables. One day, he noticed the restaurant losing money not because of customers, but because of waste. Food waste, power waste, labor waste. He wrote everything down and showed the owner. The man laughed, then checked the numbers. They were accurate. Profits increased the next month. Adrian was given a small share. But success creates enemies quietly. Other managers whispered lies. One fake accusation destroyed his position overnight. Fired without proof. 21 years old, jobless, mother still sick, debt breathing down his neck. Everyone thought his story had ended. But that night, Adrian felt something new. Freedom. He used his savings to start a tiny food stall. No luxury, no backup, just courage. For months, nothing worked. He failed again and again. Customers ignored him. Supplies got spoiled. He lost almost everything. One night, sitting alone beside his failing stall, he almost gave up. But then he remembered something from an old book he once read. Most people quit right before life changes. The next morning, he changed strategy. Instead of selling food, he sold speed. Office workers needed fast meals. He adjusted. Lines formed. Profits returned. Slowly, painfully, he grew. By 25, his single stall became 3, then 7, then a small chain. He didn't waste money on luxury. He reinvested everything. While others showed status, Adrian built systems. Then came the biggest betrayal. His business partner stole company funds and disappeared. The chain collapsed in debt. Lawsuits followed. His name was destroyed overnight. Media called him a fraud without proof. Banks froze his accounts. Once again, Adrian was at zero. This time older, tired, alone. For months he slept in his office floor. Depression whispered to him every night. But something inside refused to die. He studied again. This time deeper: investment, tech, digital markets. With borrowed money and borrowed courage, he started an online logistics service from a broken laptop. The first year almost killed him. The second year paid his debts. The third year changed his life. Major companies noticed his model. Contracts followed. Investors arrived. By 34, Adrian became a self-made millionaire. But he didn't celebrate with luxury. He paid off his mother's debts, built homes for workers, started scholarships for poor students. And one day, standing on a stage where the same people who once laughed at him now applauded. He said something that changed thousands of lives. Money didn't save me. Discipline did. He taught that success is built in silence, that excuses kill futures. That money follows courage, not complaints. Years later, he returned to his old town. The broken streets looked smaller now. The old warehouse still stood. The cracked window where he once stared at rain remained. Adrian smiled. Not because he became rich, but because he refused to stay poor in his mind. And that is the lesson only the broke understand too late.